Welcome into this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. I am your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, here with you. The Chiefs' 2025 schedule is out, and on today's show, not only are we going to look back at the schedule in case you missed it, we are going to predict every single game of the 2025 Chiefs regular season. I'll give you my official record prediction coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, Kingdom, I need you to stand up loud and proud real quick here. I want you to get in that comment section as if you're in your seats at Arrowhead Stadium. I need you to spam C in the comment section. I want to see as many C's that we can get on this video. If we get at least 300 C's, then I'm going to shout out whoever spams it the most. So if you love the Kansas City Chiefs, if you want to show up, show out, go ahead and spam C in the comment section. We'll get started with today's show. So here's what we're going to do. In a moment, we're going to go over every single game, and I'll give you my predictions for how I see this season playing out for the Kansas City Chiefs. But before we do that, let's just tell you what the individual matchups are. The Chiefs begin the season with a game against the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Chargers are technically the home team, although it's at a neutral site in Brazil on a Friday night to kick off the 2025 campaign. Then week 2, the home opener is a rematch of the Super Bowl as the Chiefs will face the Philadelphia Eagles in a game that they'll be looking for some payback. You can't get full-on revenge. They won the Super Bowl, but you can at least get the season started on a high note, getting a win there against the Philadelphia Eagles. Week 3, they stay within that same division, the NFC East, as they have their first Sunday night football game of the year. So they travel to New York to take on the New York Football Giants. Then week 4, the Seahawks will take on the Baltimore Ravens, and that should be a fun matchup. Anytime we get to see Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes square off, should make for an exciting game. Week 5, the Chiefs are back on primetime again, this time on Monday Night Football, as they travel to Jacksonville to take on Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then week 6, another primetime matchup, this time on Sunday Night Football, as they square off with the Detroit Lions. The last time the Lions came to Kansas City, they spoiled the Chiefs' banner ceremony night and were able to get the win on opening night a couple of years ago. Week 7, the Chiefs will face the Las Vegas Raiders for their first of 2 matchups. That's a home game for that one. Then week 8, primetime action again, the third time in a 4-week stretch, as they will face the Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels and company, on Monday Night Football. Then week 9, the much-anticipated game against the Buffalo Bills, a rematch of the AFC title game. The Bills have had the upper hand on Kansas City in these regular season games over the years. Week 10, you get the bye week, and that's not a bad spot for the bye week for the Kansas City Chiefs, just past the halfway point of the year. Week 11, you face off with the Denver Broncos on the road for the first of 2 meetings this year. The Broncos coming off a playoff appearance in 2024. Then you face the Indianapolis Colts at home in Week 12, followed by a road matchup with the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving in what people like myself and others are already anticipating being the most watched NFL regular season game of all time. A few days later, you play another Texas team. This time it's the Houston Texans in a home game on Sunday Night Football. Week 15, they will face the Los Angeles Chargers for the second time this year, first time since the Brazil game. Week 16, it is a trip to Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans and face rookie quarterback Cam Ward. Then week 17, quick turnaround as they will square off with the Denver Broncos on Christmas. And week 18, they'll wrap up the regular season on either a Saturday or Sunday, still to be determined there, against the Las Vegas Raiders on the road at Arrowhead West at Allegiant Stadium. So, before I give you my predictions, let's hear from you guys. What will be the Chiefs' record in 2025? I'll give you my record at the end of today's show, but want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comment section what you think that is. Today's show is sponsored by the Hall of Fame app. Have you ever been one leg away from hitting a massive parlay, but it got ruined by an unlucky buzzer beater? Maybe an unexpected strikeout or even a blocked field goal. We've all been there. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of throwing money at parlays that I have a good gut feeling about. That's where the HOF app has completely changed the game. The HOF app was founded by huge sports fans who just so happened to be giant data nerds that graduated from Ivy League schools. The HOF app is going to give you a leg up on Vegas by using historical data, matchup grades, leg correlation tools, and player performance insights. I've won multiple parlays recently, which included the under on the Pacers Cavs in Game 5. With a 4.9 rating in the App Store and over 6,000 five-star reviews, it's safe to say that the HOF app has already helped a lot of people win smarter. For a limited time, our listeners not only get a 7-day free trial, but they also get 50% off their first month when they use code CHAT at checkout. Just download the HOF app on iOS or Android, enter code CHAT, and you're all set. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Check out the HOF app today. All right, let's run through our predictions now. Week 1, I think the Chiefs get a win against the Los Angeles Chargers in Brazil to start off the season 1-0. I think the Chargers are going to be a really good team. It should be a fantastic game, but give me the Chiefs to get it done there. Then week 2, I think the Chiefs are going to be hungry for this one, going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. That offensive line we know is going to be tested, going up against that tough, physical defensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles. But with Jalen Moore, Josh Simmons now into the fold, I think that the Chiefs will be up for the challenge when it comes to taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. And we've seen that Patrick Mahomes is at his absolute best when people are doubting him, when he has a chip on his shoulder, something to prove, and they're going to come in with that mindset with this rematch against Philadelphia here. I'll go with the Chiefs to get it done and get a win there and start the season 2-0. Now, I expect the Chiefs to be back in the Super Bowl again this year and win the AFC. Do you feel the same way? Who's going to win the AFC this year? Will it be the Kansas City Chiefs? If so, type KC. Will it be the Buffalo Bills? Type BUF for Buffalo. Will it be the Baltimore Ravens? Type BAL for Baltimore. Or will it be somebody else? If it is somebody else, type O for other and let us know which team you think is going to win the AFC here in 2025. The Chiefs Report is bringing you the best Chiefs coverage around as we have daily news and rumors, sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day. We also have our live shows each and every Tuesday, and we're bringing you breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and more. There is no offseason here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. We're getting you ready for OTAs, training camp, the preseason. All of it is covered right here on the channel. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Never miss a moment. Lock us in. You'll be glad you did. Week 3 against the New York Football Giants. I don't expect that to be much of a game. I think the Giants got a lot of problems. I'll go with the Chiefs to get a win there. Week 4, you take on the Baltimore Ravens. I think that's a toss-up game that could go either way, but I'll take the home team. Give me the Chiefs to get it done against Baltimore. So we've gone through the entire month of September, and the Chiefs are 4-0. And we've seen Andy Reid has done a really good job over the years, even dating back to the Alex Smith era, of owning the month of September. I think that continues. Then week 5, you take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have no worries about that game at all. I think that's a win. Week 6, you take on the Detroit Lions. I think that's a win as well. And now you take a look at this matchup with Kansas City and Detroit. We know the Lions have a high-powered offense led by Jared Goff and plenty of weapons there offensively for Detroit. The defense still has some issues. It's improved, but I think they got a ways to go. I think Kansas City is a more well-rounded team than Detroit is. I'll take the Chiefs to win that head-to-head matchup there week 6. So we're already off to a great start with the Chiefs at 6-0 to begin the season. What Chiefs game are you most looking forward to in 2025? Whether it's one of these games we mentioned or if it's another one that we're going to get to, what is the game that catches your attention? Weigh in the comments section. Let us know what you think that is. Week 7, the Chiefs will take on the Las Vegas Raiders at home. I think the Raiders are bad. I know they got a new head coach in Pete Carroll, new quarterback in Geno Smith, but there's just not a lot of work with there for the Las Vegas Raiders. I'll go with the win there and keep the momentum going. 7-0, what a start. And it continues. 8-0 for the Kansas City Chiefs. 17-0 within the realm of possibility. Short answer, no, but we'll get to a loss here pretty soon. Commanders going to be a lot of fun. Taking on Jaden Daniels in that team, coming off an NFC Championship game appearance, but I think the Chiefs win that one week 8. Week 9, here's the first loss, the Buffalo Bills. And I know some people are going to be mad at me about this, but the Chiefs have had their struggles in the regular season. And honestly, that's okay with me that they've lost the regular season games with the Bills because time and time again, they have won the matchups that matter in the postseason, folks. Let them eat cake. They can have this one. I know what's going to happen when it really counts. Buffalo has had their way in these games at home in the regular season. Josh Allen and company, they play with a chip on their shoulder, something to prove after losing in the playoffs typically. I'll go with Buffalo to win that Week 9 matchup, and we get the first loss of the year for Kansas City. You got the bye Week 10. There's not a better coach in the league coming off a bye than Andy Reid, and I think they get a win in Denver at the Broncos there. Week 12, I think, is another win for the Chiefs. The Colts are not a very good team at all. I think the Chiefs are going to be just fine, whether they take on Anthony Richardson or who knows who's going to be a quarterback for the Colts by then. Week 13, the much-anticipated matchup with the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I think the Cowboys are going to be improved. I know Troy Aikman picked them to win the Super Bowl, but he did play for Dallas. But with that said, you look at Dak there, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, the offensive line, Peyton Hendershot. They have some weapons there. You got Micah on the defensive side of the ball. This should be a good game, but I don't think the Cowboys are to the Chiefs level by any stretch of the imagination. They feel like that they've been trying to build this thing like the Kansas City Chiefs with their three core players of Dak, CeeDee, and Micah Parsons. But the reality is that those three players, compared to the three that the Chiefs have built their team around of Mahomes, Kelsey, and Chris Jones, the Cowboys are just the great value brand version. That's what it's come down to. Those three do not hold a candle to the big three of the Chiefs there. Who will be the best player on the Chiefs this season? Who will be the team's MVP? Is it Patrick Mahomes? Will it be Travis Kelce? Will it be somebody on that defense like Trent McDuffie potentially? Or Chris Jones? Tell me who you think is going to be the most valuable player for the Kansas City Chiefs in 2025. A Sunday night matchup against the Houston Texans. I got that as a W as well for Kansas City. I think they get that done. And this is where another loss happens. I think they lose to the LA Chargers. Now, before you get too mad at me about this, divisional games are the hardest. The Chargers, it's going to be a long time since that first matchup. And the Chargers, of all the teams out there, have done a decent job of competing with the Chiefs, relatively speaking, very relatively speaking, of splitting these series. I think back to, 2019, when they surprised everybody and came into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs. And we saw some pretty close games with the Chiefs and Chargers last year. I'll give that one to the Chargers Week 15. It feels like it didn't happen last year. There's always a loss of a game you're not supposed to lose that happens. I think this is the one here. I'll give it to the Chargers Week 15. Week 16 at the Tennessee Titans. Titans are a bad football team. Might be the worst in the league. Rookie quarterback and Cam Ward and company. Not a ton of talent to work with there. I'll go with a win. Broncos on Christmas. This could be the game where the Chiefs need to secure home field advantage in the number one seed in the AFC. It's coming off a short week and all here. I think the Chiefs are going to be extremely motivated. This is when they start to turn things up and kick it in gear as they get ready for the playoffs. Bo Nix, I'm still not a believer in Bo Nix at this point in time. I'll go with the Chiefs to win that one on Christmas. And another loss to end the season. And let me preface this. I have a loss here because I think the Chiefs are already going to have the AFC clinched. I think they're already going to have home field advantage in the AFC. They're going to be resting their starters, and it's going to be similar to that Broncos game last year where there's just no incentive here, where you're going to run a very vanilla offense, and the Raiders pick up an easy win for them. So 14-3, one less win than a year ago when they were 15-2, but 14-3 will certainly work. That's going to be good enough to be the number one seed in the AFC and get home field advantage and be the favorites to win the Super Bowl again. I'll live. I would be very pleased, very satisfied with 14-3. What do you think will be the Chiefs' record in 2025? Predict it for me in the comments section how you think this season is going to shake out for KC. Follow me on X for more Chiefs coverage. At Tyler Jones Live is where you can find me there. Appreciate y'all joining us. We'll see you next time here on the Chiefs Report.